And we begin tonight with a major victory for President Trump. His new plan to repeal and replace Obamacare, passing the House by the slimmest of margins. Surrounded by Republicans at the White House, the president saying this is the death of Obamacare. But lawmakers voted without the final bill ever being scored, as they say in Washington, meaning they voted without knowing exactly how many fewer Americans would be insured. Some predict tens of millions, and tonight we ask what it could mean for you, from pre-existing conditions to your premiums. ABC's Mary Bruce leading us off from the Hill.
At the White House today, Republicans celebrating a victory 7 years in the making.
Make no mistake, this is a repeal and a replace of Obamacare. Make no mistake about it.
It's not a done deal, but President Trump relishing a much-needed win.
How am I doing? Am I doing okay? I'm president. Hey, I'm president. Can you believe it, right?
After weeks of false starts and tense negotiations, today House Republicans were giddy.
We're going to pass it.
Pumping themselves up before the big vote with the theme song to Rocky.
I'd say the line of the day was out of Braveheart. Freedom!
But outside the Capitol, clear signs of a country divided.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
For weeks, those divisions on display across the country, too. But House Republicans pushed on.
Are we going to be men and women of our word? Are we going to keep the promises that we made?
The bill passing the House today by the slimmest of margins, just one vote to spare. Here's how it could affect you. Obamacare requires all Americans to have health insurance or pay a penalty. The Republican bill eliminates that requirement. Obamacare gives Americans money to buy insurance on their own. The Republican bill replaces that with tax credits. Obamacare expanded Medicaid. The Republican bill would roll back that expansion. Here's what some Republicans say tonight.
So we're immediately reducing premiums, saving billions and billions of dollars.
But by one estimate, 24 million more Americans would be uninsured over the next decade. And according to the Congressional Budget Office, a 64-year-old earning about $26,000 a year would see their annual premium spike by nearly $13,000.
After 7 years, you came up with this? You gotta be kidding me.
The bill could also weaken the popular Obamacare provision protecting people with pre-existing conditions. By one estimate, 27% of Americans have one, and in some states that number is even higher. More than 32% of those living in West Virginia, Mississippi, Kentucky, Alabama, and Tennessee, all states that voted for President Trump.
Are you going to make sure that people with preconditions are still covered?
Yes, because it happens to be one of the strongest assets.
But the Republican bill allows states to opt out so insurance companies could charge some people with pre-existing conditions more. It would give states $8 billion over 5 years to help cover those people, but hundreds of leading patient and health groups call that a drop in the bucket. The bill would also allow states to opt out of requiring insurance companies to cover some so-called essential health benefits like maternity care and even ambulances. Experts say less coverage could mean lower premiums for many people. Is this now Trump care?
This isn't Trump care. This is an ability to give people the choice to pick their own care. I think that's what's most important.
But with the midterm elections fast approaching, Democrats are eager to make sure Republicans own this and that Americans know who is in this picture.
But you have every provision of this bill tattooed on your forehead. You will glow in the dark on this one. You will glow in the dark. You'll glow in the dark.
Mary Bruce with us live on Capitol Hill tonight. And Mary, as you reported there, it passed the House by one vote. It now goes to the Senate. What kind of fight does the president face there on this?
David, this bill faces a steep fight, and senators are eagerly awaiting the results of that scoring to learn just how the House bill will really impact Americans. But tonight, Senate Republicans already say they will work on an entirely new bill. David?
Mary Bruce leading us off. Mary, thanks as always. There was chanting on the floor of the House. Democrats taunting Republicans today, waving goodbye to them, predicting this vote will cost them with American voters come the midterms. So let's get right to ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, tonight. John, you saw the moment. Let's play it for everyone at home here. So, John, millions of Americans who've been watching this have been protesting any repeal of Obamacare, and actually popularity of Obamacare actually going up in recent weeks.
Well, David, you saw some of that anger in town hall meetings across the country before this vote. People concerned about what the changes would mean for their own health care. Look, this was a big legislative victory for the president today, but Democrats hope that they can turn this into a big political liability in the elections next year. Their top targets will be 23 House Republicans who are in districts that Hillary Clinton won. David, more than half of them voted for this bill. That'll be something that they will have to answer for. Overall, the Obamacare is more popular than it has been. In fact, in our poll just a couple of weeks ago, 37% said they wanted it repealed and replaced. Just 37%. More than 60% wanted it kept and fixed.
That's interesting, John Carl. Thanks to you as well.